You know that sound?
You know that sound? Another edition of Rap and Rastlin, R&R, baby.
Absolutely.
It's Mr. Motherfucking Ryder. You can come in what the fuck you want, as long as you put Mr. in front. And your girlfriend's favorite rapper, MC Motherfucking Barrier. You know how we do it. And
they're bringing to you another episode of Rap and Rastlin. Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And
do it all.
Also, I want to see some more comments down there. I haven't seen nothing. Nobody watching. I've seen a lot of views and stuff, but leave something down there. Even you know.
You got an opinion, whether it's negative or positive, or agreeing with us or not. Just you know, get it. You know what I'm saying? Just get it.
Because I want to hear some other topics too. Maybe you want to touch upon. So,
there we
appreciate
go.
you. Hope you're living your best life. Much love. Thank you.
So, speaking about living the best life, and what's really going on right now, and you know, shit around.
Well, starting to cool down. I know it was real hot last week when we did this. It was like
not as much now.
No, I'm feeling good right now. It's getting perfect. And, well, we got like another month or two, probably some nice decent weather. And then,
month or two.
And then that's just turning into rain, sleet, and snow. And
that's one of those fucking weathers you're gonna need a little bit of that R&R. A little bit of that R&R with some what? What do you put that with? Hot chocolate or some fucking Spanish coffee? Put it whatever you want.
Whatever you want. It's still gonna be good. It's kind of like Jardines. It goes good.
a good bourbon or a good whiskey does. Even if it's Canadian, and you know I love Canadian whiskeys. Speaking of like different, different fucking whiskeys.
I mean, you're gonna talk about whiskey real quick. That's cool. But one thing I want to bring up, because you put on Razor's music, and we talked about music and stuff last week of intro music. Now, when it comes to Razor, because mine was Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And yours is Razor. Now,
when they fought,
they had one of the dopest ladder matches I think of all time.
Well, WrestleMania 10 was great. Speaking of ladder matches, another good ladder match was the second time they fought. Was it SummerSlam? Michaels won that one.
Yeah.
Michaels won that one. So they were 1-1.
Yeah, they definitely, it was cool because they like celebrated each other and stuff.
Yeah, they're in the clique, baby.
Yeah.
Because they just too sweet. So you got to deal with that.
But yeah, we can bring it back to whiskey. You know, bring it back some nice bourbon. And
what are your favorite drinks? Do you like a mix? Do you like to take shots? Personally, if it's really good, I can do it straight, but don't put it over me to have a real good Manhattan style rum and coke. Or one of my favorites, a Calvin Candy, which we are not drinking on now, but every girl and guy I know knows when I make a Calvin Candy, you get a snifter and you put 2-3 shots, whatever your preference is. Fucking 3/4 full of ice, and then you pour that goddamn shit up with iced tea.
It can really be good with anything. Like you put vodka in, you said good bourbon in, but I think the best thing is Appleton rum.
Appleton's rum goes with any kind of pot.
It goes even just good straight. I haven't had the expensive one yet. You know that higher one.
It's darker though.
Yeah.
See, I'm
down with it. Aged a little bit longer, but just the regular Appleton is nice.
Jamaican rum is top notch. Basically, however you kind of get it. You know what I'm saying?
Especially with just a little bit of ice. Put that in your cup.
And you're talking about doing this over the rocks.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm all for that. Hey, I know about that fucking. I've been to Puerto Rico. I've been to Jamaica, and you know a lot of that. And I need you to go there too.
Well, that gets into like traveling stuff, because one of the biggest things that I've wanted to do is been to New Orleans. That's where I want to go. Like that's my first one that I want to go to. Like the food is probably going to be
that's bucket list shit.
Oh, it is.
You know, and anybody I would recommend New Orleans. It's a ghosty ass town. It'll trip your ass out. I mean, if you ain't ready for New Orleans and everything it has to offer, you ain't ready for it. You know, if you a lightweight and go to New Orleans, keep your drink on the minimum because everything fucking there is super fucking strong.
But walkable, right? Like everything's
in the vicinity, basically.
Like you don't need to rent a car to go
What you need to rent is those bikes. Those fools roll up on you with a bike with a carriage on it. Wherever you need to go in whatever ward you're in, down by the river. You can be on Bourbon Street, Frenchman Street. You can pay them motherfucking $20 and they're gonna take you
I heard
there.
that there's cool like little trips out. What are those boats called that have the little?
Oh shit.
I heard that there's
Well, are you talking about
the take you down
take you
down the bayou and shit.
I don't know what you're talking. Steam.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I should remember this on camera.
Say something. We don't know.
We're just forgetting the word of what those are called. But Portland has one. The Portland, you know.
Sometimes R&R will do that to you and make you forget about what words are.
A good boat's a good boat, and it's good to eat a meal on. You don't get seasick. I don't.
But no, that would be cool as fuck. And in Florida, I always wanted to go to like Miami, check that shit out. I thought that would be a cool thing to go to.
I've been to Miami, and I was there when I was way too young to enjoy it. Like 14 years old. The water's like fucking 80 degrees. It's like the color of, I don't know, aquamarine. You know, it's just kind of, and it's hot.
You see any fucking like alligators and snakes and shit?
I saw a lot of that shit. You know, over there they got.
Did you try to eat it?
I had snake.
You did?
I ate snake and I had alligator. Ever had an alligator, poor boy? Put it on your motherfucking bucket list because it's a bomb.
Okay.
You know they have in Oregon they have shrimp.
Clam po' boy on
Yes,
shit?
they got oyster po' boys. They got mussel po' boys. They got everything you really
Is it
want.
fried?
If you want it, you don't have to be.
How'd you have it?
I had a. If you're in New Orleans, man, you're not on a diet. You're just trying to do
So you had it fried or
fried.
Oh, okay.
Fried. You're not on a
I
diet.
feel like on a po' boy, fried.
Not only that, if you're in New Orleans, you walking around so much, you ain't renting no car. Trolley goes everywhere important. So all you really gotta do is fucking follow where the trolley goes, and it'll take you there. Bourbon Street, Frenchman Street. Bourbon Street's where the tourists go. Frenchman Street's where you want to see some live music.
What was that
live
one spot?
music?
What's that one spot you told me that you went to that was like kind of off the?
The
What's that?
Blacksmith Bar. One of the oldest, if not the oldest bar in the United States. Shit, you walk up in there, man. And it is, you walk out, so you're in all this touristy shit on Bourbon Street, and my homeboy Sammy Deluxe told me about this, and I gotta give Sam props for this, man. He told me that, he told me where to go, and he goes, you don't get freaked out, because when you keep going down Bourbon, all of a sudden it's gonna start getting shitty, it's gonna start looking like zombie land. Keep going. And my girl at the time had, or my girl right now, or whatever you want to call it, had a fucking phone checker, whatever, a beacon.
Okay. GPS.
And we kept going and kept going and kept going. And all of a sudden, shit, the Blacksmith Bar has chains hanging down with a wooden sign and no lights. Ever seen that movie Blade? Where you just hear music coming out of some shit down in a cellar? You go in there and it's some fucking voodoo crazy shit. It is. But it ain't fucking Mexican style. Ain't no pyramid. It's a fucking bayou ass fucking place, you know, that you get strong ass drink. And the drink they serve is called a zombie. And there's a reason for that. And it's bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave my girl half a fucking. The sample cup is like that, looking like a hard thing. It's big. And the real one is like this.
Like you get fucked up off the sample cup?
Yeah, you get fucked up off one zombie. And I consider myself kind of a drinker, don't you? I mean, you can handle your shit. I've seen you. We can handle it. But one of them icy ass fucking drinks is probably like 90 proof shit they're putting in there. It'll have you able to leap tall buildings in a single pound. And I'm not playing with you because, but anyway, that city, and I don't want to go too much on it, not to change the subject, but New Orleans, bucket list that shit.
Oh,
You
yeah,
too.
That's the first place I want to try.
New Orleans kind of reminds me of like a fucking Star Wars cantina. Speaking of Star Wars, Jesus. Speaking of Star Wars,
I know where this is going.
he knows where it's going because my boy Various, man, he just ain't really he likes Star Wars, but you tell your story.
I've never seen a Star Wars movie. I've never
Crazy,
seen
right?
a Star Wars movie.
Is he even human?
The only thing that I've watched that was even remotely close to that was The Mandalorian, which I kind of started getting into with me and my daughter, and that was
tight.
It was cool. Yeah, it was hella cool.
Sakatano and The Mandalorian and all these fools just.
Yeah.
I like that. It was kind of a different look, the grimier shit, you know.
But like in that time frame, like I mean, like I don't know. I mean, like my dad never really watched any of that shit. Like it wasn't really on some like. You know, I mean, I guess I could say some space movies. I'm not into that. I mean, as much. But anyways, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, we sat down and watched, Scarface. We went.
That's crazy.
We went to Blockbuster and got the double VHS of Scarface.
How old were you, man?
Shit, I had the day to be like 10.
Damn. Your dad put you up on game early. That could have been a good thing or a bad thing, but
we would watch stuff, and he would tell me, different, like life, lessons and those type of things. Like even when we watched like The Godfather and stuff like that, like we would watch those, and it'd be like multiple times when we would watch it.
You got that
different
in
thing that you learn, different thing that you would learn from it. So yeah, I mean like Star Wars and stuff like that just wasn't in my repertoire.
You watched Scarface and shit young, which is kind of crazy. When I watched Star Wars, I was 6 years old on the re-release. So at Regal Cinemas, they re-released it in '86, and they played all the shit in a row. Like 1 week was, the first one, A New Hope. Second one, Empire Strikes Back. Third one, Return of the Jedi. And me and my dad went every week. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool. Hey, actually, that's a really good sign because, not to change the subject, Darth Vader. Yeah. You don't want to start betting in front of people, man. We got to keep it a little edited, don't we? Cheers. But Vader, Darth Vader was always my dude. Did you have a superhero? Wolverine, right?
Vader though. I think Vader, we're just getting, we bouncing back, this is what we do, it's rap, so we bouncing back and forth.
We always do.
Vader, the wrestler, was probably one of the hardest motherfuckers. And actually, Big Van Vader. And actually looks like fucking Money V,
Jesus, he looked like. Speaking of Money V, speaking of our album, Money V, yeah, man. It was my cousin. I love Money V, man. And he got my back. I got his. We've had many. And you love my cousin. Me and your cousin are on the same fucking album, We got my album. Money V helped produce a lot of shit. Money V's old school influence kind of is a refresher. A refresher because you can hear all this new shit now. Money V never changed. I never changed. I try to keep pride in that, but knowing a motherfucker, especially if he's in your family, Money V fucking always kept it old school.
Oh yeah.
Always, man.
And he always keeps it 100 with you, even if even when in his face, he's gonna tell you how it is.
He always does. And if you don't like his fucking opinion, some people like people's opinion and some don't. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna plug Money V real quick because I love him. He's my cousin, blood in, blood out. Money V in my record right here. And it was my biggest hit, Victory Formation. I can kind of do that. I got the plastic wrap on it, but it is what it is. So, and that's how it works. And another thing, Money V loves Star Wars too, man. I still got that shit in my man cave of that shit he built when it was like, and I've had it there for 27 years, man. He gave it to me a long time ago. And he built a Darth Vader thing. It was a 3D puzzle they had in the 80s. So the puzzle you make actually forms the fucking head. You've seen that. Yeah, that's a puzzle.
Yeah. That's
kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Money V had skills. I love you, bro. And you know what? I got your back. And you know how it is. And one of these times, Money V, you going to be on rapping Rastlin because we need a motherfucking we need asshole opinion like yours. Cheers, homie. Cheers again to one of the brethren, part of the fraternity. Which reminds me, man, we should make some sick ass fucking jackets and shit. It's a nice letterman that kind of says, Portland's most dangerous. Speaking of music, whatever I want to say. Yeah, man. People rolling by my house, we can see them over there. We got the doors open. It's not 90 like last week. It's like 80.
Yeah, it's feeling nice right now.
Yeah, got a little breeze going in here. Yeah. Got a little bit of that click shit.
niggas is tardy and they need a tutor due to the fact that a lot of these niggas wasn't brought up under the umbrella.
And they weren't. That's something to cheers for. 40 spit game.
The game down like we were.
I think I'm drinking a little faster.
You know, even back in the early 80s, you know what I mean?
I think you're
I mean,
drinking way faster than me. I think E40's influencing you. I think he's on your fucking top 10. I think he is. Easily. I mean, he's not in my top 10 because I have a lot of certain rappers that I really love. You know, but, and then, you know, you grow up on.
With
But-
something we'll probably we'll do a little something on the podcast and let some people know about this game that we play.
Yeah.
Where, all of our friends we all get together and we play this game where we roll the dice and everybody got their top 10 artists. Try it out sometime. It's a fun game.
Yeah, it is.
Put down your top 10 with your your clique of people.
And you got your top 10 on the dice. So, you know, you can roll up to 12, but 1 and 2 don't count. Actually, 11 counts because 0 don't count either, or 1 don't count because there's no 1. So you roll the dice, and whatever your artist is, or mine would be Eazy-E, his would be like Brother Lynch. If we both rolled basically Snake Eyes,
And then we battle 3 songs against 3.
and then
It's
the
like,
people around you pick who wins.
Yeah.
You don't have a part of it.
It's like apples to apples in a way, but you know, we're playing on the song for song basis. You know, so you better pick the right song.
And,
for your artist.
anybody can do it. Any artist doesn't have to be rap, but it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, you could put a rapper versus some singer, and if you're with, like, you know, your friends, or you're with your wife and she brings some friends and you make a game, it's like, well, you might be winning.
And then you put money on how you feel your artist is going to do.
Yes.
You know, the person
And that's the best part of it.
without hearing their songs that you're about to play.
That's the best part of it. The motherfucking money
That
part.
makes-
If we all throw the
makes it
money
fun.
in, you know, you're throwing how much you want because you think you're confident, right? When you roll your die.
We've had some good.
I've had my last guy versus your first guy, and you know, we battled.
Oh yeah, we had a good battle.
You know, RBL, Master P, name somebody. Devin the dude. What's that guy you like? You know, the guy at the end.
Oh, Black Thought.
Black Thought. I mean, people like that. I mean, I've had like what? Black Sea from RBL Posse versus Black Thought before. That was a battle.
Oh, that was.
He might have actually won. So fuck all my friends who judged on that one. But no, he got it. It's not only the artist, it's the songs you pick.
I know that
Because you gotta come after.
It's kind of a tradition. Rudy leaves the table at a certain point in the podcast, but I gotta refill my jar.
I guess he's fucking leaving the table today. Well, you know what? You might as well bring the goddamn chelada. Just don't pour it from super high. I'm gonna roll the dice to see if you don't spill
I
it.
ain't putting that one on the camera.
But anyways, and speaking of good music too, man, I gotta bring up my boy Frankie Lyman. Now, you guys might not know about Frankie Lyman. You might know that hit, #1 song, Why Do Fools Fall in Love and shit, but you know what? He had a lot of other
If you
songs.
don't know about Frankie Lyman,
You better ask somebody.
No, you need to watch the movie and
Yeah.
learn, educate yourself on some good.
I mean, it had Halle Berry in there, Vivica Fox, and that other hot ass
Who
shit.
played Frankie Lyman in that movie?
O-Dog.
No way, for real.
O-Dog, man.
Oh, that's cool.
It was Lorenz Tate. Hey, cheers to Lorenz Tate's versatility.
Yeah.
He could be the hardest gangster and kill every person he sees in the liquor store, and he can go be Frankie Lyman, the best singer on the planet, which people don't know. Frankie Lyman, I don't have to spell it for you, look it up. He has songs like Silhouettes, Why Do Fools Fall in Love is the hit.
I think
but
Silhouette is one of my favorites.
Silhouettes, you know,
Silhouette.
is dope.
And
I love Footsteps because it's kind of emotional. Like you hear Footsteps and you just know how it used to be. It's kind of a nostalgic song, so
I think
kind of sad.
Silhouette and Goody Goody.
Goody goody.
It's Silhouette and Goody Goody.
So you met someone that puts you back on your heels. Goody goody.
Yeah, good for you.
But now you know how it feels because you know he's talking about a girl cheating on him and then a girl gets cheated on by someone else. It's kind of a bad cycle, but you know he doesn't have to fucking like what's going
That's the
on.
way that it works. You know, everything comes back full circle every now and then. You know, karma's a bitch.
Yeah, man. Hooray and hallelujah. You had it coming to you. Goody goody for him. Goody goody for me.
Exactly.
Your love has been denied.
What is
Hey,
it?
your love has been denied. What is the rest of it? Your love has been denied. You've been taken for a ride. I mean, that's the truth.
I'm lost.
Karma's a motherfucker.
Sometimes I'm lost for words when thinking about Frank Lima.
Frankie Lima
But
Gold School.
what's the name of the movie though? So that would be.
Why do fools fall in love?
Yeah,
It's dope as fuck, man. It's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
It's one of those, man.
That's
One
how
of those.
that's how I feel like with I thought it was gonna go into a little bit more like with Cadillac Records. Like when I watched that, I thought it was
Yeah,
gonna go into a
well-
little bit more with like Etta James and things like that, but it was more of like a story.
Speaking of that movie,
It's
I
more-
want to watch that again. Talk about repeat movies. Cadillac Records portrayed some dope shit.
and the
Mhm.
oh yeah, about that
Oh,
time.
I guess it's about that time. I guess we're going Hope.
Oh,
Hope. Anyways,
but when it comes to repeat,
I burned
some
I burned the
movies.
ends.
No, that was one, and the James Brown one, man. What was that one? Get on up.
Get on up.
Get on
And
up,
you,
man. Chadwick
I'm glad we
Boseman
watched
murdered
that. Hey, cheers
Yeah.
to James Brown again. We've probably done it once.
And
Do it
to
again.
Chadwick Boseman, man, he murdered that shit, man. He killed
Chadwick Boseman is someone who needs to be brought up live. I mean, Chadwick Boseman was.
Oh man.
Do I have my lighter on me? No.
He was one of no, you handed it to me.
Seriously?
Yeah, you say you handed it to
Oh,
me.
I thought I didn't even hand it to you.
No, but he was
Lighter.
such a well-rounded actor. They're like, man, what enough for one that's going too soon.
Like, why do all the really good ones go? You think there's a thing to that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
You know,
I don't think there's a thing that there's a lot of great people who live to be like 90 and shit, but it really sucks. You know, when you die early, you're young forever. That's a saying.
Yeah.
If you've accomplished something anyway. But
I think the thing with that is like it's kind of like okay, we can say this. Let's just say, I mean I'm not, but Eddie Murphy, right? With his comedy, right? With his comedy. I mean, this dude is the greatest fucking ever.
rest in peace, Charlie Murphy.
Yeah, rest in peace, Charlie. Oh man.
No bullshit.
And but like, how do you go back to where you were at that time frame, being where you are now,
You don't.
and have established
You don't.
of what you had, and then go back to where you left off when you were what, 28, 29?
You really don't, dude.
You know?
Because when it comes to that life and death shit, man, it's kind of fragile. Some people take it hard, and some people take it as, you getting enlightened or whatever.
So I'm just using that as an example. I'm not saying that, but I'm
Well,
just
Eddie
saying-
Murphy's talented.
I think.
I'm glad
I
we're
think-
talking
I
about
think
it.
if he did come back, he would probably put out kind of iconic, But I think that he's worried, like, oh, I'm not gonna be.
He just does funny movies now, kind of. He used to do some serious shit and add a little humor to it.
Mm.
You know, when you're on the top of the world, you get there because of who you are, but then you kind of get changed by the people around you.
Remember Vampire in
What happened?
Brooklyn?
No, I never saw it.
You never saw Vampire in
There's
Brooklyn?
my Star Wars equivalent, motherfucker. No,
No.
I haven't seen it.
Definitely not Star Wars equivalent.
Not Star Wars equivalent, but you
But,
understand
yeah, I
what
know
I'm
what you mean.
saying?
Yeah,
You
the
never
movie you
fucking
never watched.
watched
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Not one. And I had never seen.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
You saw Harlem Nights, right? Damn, that's a gangster movie. We didn't even want to talk about movies tonight, but here they go. There's a lot of them. But back on the point, though,
I
real
will
quick
say-
before we change subject. Chadwick Boseman.
I will say, though, I've never met nobody with a pussy that you could throw in the air and it turn into sunshine. Never met one.
Throw a pussy in the air and it turn into sunshine. What? So
It's from Harlem Nights.
Harlem
Her
Nights.
pussy's so good, you could throw in the air and turn it
My
into
homeboy Gino would have loved that. Willie Will, where you at, man? You know what I'm saying? Hey, so speaking of all that shit and movie stars, marry, fuck, kill. I'm gonna give you one. Rosario Dawson. And you know what marry, fuck, kill is. Do I gotta really explain it? I don't think so. It's basically you marry someone, fuck someone, and kill someone. And it's always
You
usually
got
someone.
50, so it's 3.
So there's the rules, and that's all you get. Rosario Dawson, Sasha Banks, and is it real? How about Halle Berry?
Oh, damn, that's a hard one.
That's hard. The game's hard.
Fuck.
Marry, fuck, kill.
I probably marry Rosario Dawson.
Well, that's your number one.
I probably
Rosario.
marry her. fuck Sasha Banks.
Well, you can't not fuck Sasha Banks. That's my girlfriend.
And
What do you mean?
I guess I have to kill Halle Berry.
Hard to kill Halle Berry. I'd have problems killing her. You gonna give me one?
Can I fuck first?
No. Oh yeah. Damn, you right. It's like, girl, I'll make you a deal. We could pretend you died. Pretend you died. But you
Just
still.
have a weekend.
You know, and
have
some.
a weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend in Bernie, it's like, I don't know what's happening. I might be dead, but I'm just following the scent. Yeah, you know, we get up on this bitch.
But, okay, I got one for you.
You got one for me?
I got one for you. Well, you brought up Sasha Banks, so I can't bring up that one.
You kind of can't. Too Short just came on. You can bring up any bitch. Any woman. Any lady.
Let's go, Serena Williams.
Oh, shit.
Vivica Fox. Regina Hall.
Regina Hall's dying. Regina Hall's dying. I'm gonna marry the tennis player, Serena Williams. And then, yeah, I'll fuck whatever you said. Who was it? I'm really not that picky. I'm not a whore, but I'm not that picky. So it is what it is. Especially if you find a fuck.
You gonna marry Serena Williams.
Yeah.
And then, what was that?
Because she accomplished.
What was that? Oh, Vivica Fox.
Vivica Fox will get fucked, and I'd murder the bitch I don't even
Regina
know.
Hall.
Yeah, I don't know who she is, but
Regina Hall, you know who Regina Hall is?
no, I don't think she's worth the time, but it could be. Anyway, just speaking of two things that you fucking have to decide on, what's your favorite side of yourself when you do this rap thing? Since we are fucking prolific motherfucking rappers, you know.
Oh, when it comes to,
I don't know. You're various, right? You have two personalities. Aren't you a Gemini?
yeah.
Wow, that's even weirder, isn't it?
I have an alter ego, which is the Shadow Man, which is basically just someone I put behind me from a while ago.
Well, but it sounds good when you rap with it.
But that's what it is. It's just kind of like that, that various, and then there's Shadow Man, person that I used to be that comes back to haunt me sometimes in some ways.
What about the rap shit, man? What are you feeling? What are you feeling when you do various as opposed to Shadow Man?
Oh, it's just Shadow Man's way harder.
Yeah.
He's just, he's
That's dope.
He's way harder. He's when it came to onto some gangster shit, that's what it was.
That's that dark shit. That's that murder rap, that horrorcore.
No, not really on that, but just on some hustling shit, some
You know, one of those motherfuckers who are a dope ass murder rapper.
My murder your ass second.
I put on that fucking Jedi robe watch shit to chop your ass in half.
Fuck you up, yeah. Just quick to snap. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of people that are
be
fucking
snappy and down with it. That's what fucking.
Speaking of people who are fucking like murder rap voices, and they got one Bahati. I gotta say a shout out to my homeboy Bahati, man. Rest in peace, man. Give me cheers to this shit right now as well, man. To my homeboy Little Blocks, rest in peace.
Yo,
Hey, to Bahati.
Little Blocks. And if you ain't know, check out the Nuff Said album. Cause we gonna put it like that.
Right there,
Check
and
out
bam.
that.
And you know what he is? He's the dude right where my middle finger popped. Little Blocks, man. This is one of the dopest records he really did, man. And it was one of the underground records too,
We had to do that. Man.
Early 2000s.
We lost a good friend this last year, man. We show him some love.
And I gotta show him love. Who the fuck am I gonna watch football with now tonight with my boy Bahati on Sunday? Traditions are important, man.
Absolutely.
I guess you're gonna have to start being a football
and
fan.
that's another thing too. Cherish your loved ones while you can. Cherish the people around you. Make sure that that they're doing good. Make sure that you spend the time and
Make sure you talk to the people.
Say that talk to them and say that cherish every moment, because you never know when it might not.
And that has to do with kids. My mom passed away, so my mom, shit, you never even got to meet her, but We're doing our thing. We're making our thing, and it is what it is. Rest in peace, Mom. And you know, she blessing me. And I think we get blessed by the people who pass away. Just make sure before they pass away, you make it a priority to see them.
And there's also
Remember that.
a little bit of that left in yourself, and makes you who you are.
Hell
And that's
yeah.
what you know. You got to cherish those things and bring them into your daily life. And when it comes down to it, that's why we're doing what we're doing right now, sitting at this table. And we just wanted to share with everybody there. So
Everybody.
again, don't forget, comment, share some of your moments,
Talk to your loved ones.
and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Yeah.
Deuce out.
Jardines.
Jardines. We keeping you.
It's good for more than one
Keeping you
thing.
relevant, so keep us.